my name is Lubnah Alam. I'm the Director of Financial Operations here at EG Group. EG Group is one of the world's largest independent convenience retailers. We operate out of 9 countries. We're in the UK, we're across continental Europe, Australia and the US. We're basically petrol forecourts, and we offer food service outlets as well, and convenience retail. As Director of Financial Operations at EG Group, my key challenges always centre around people, process, systems and change. When I started 3 years ago, I probably had a team size of about 270 people. And coming in, you look at the opportunities, the processes, the depth and breadth and the scale of what we did. There's multiple point of sale systems. So every day, one of the team members, for example, would have to go into a portal, log in, download the sales, convert it, format it, and then upload it. And that's a day in, day out job for somebody across all of our regions per site. So looking at the opportunities for automation, they were great. There were so many low-hanging fruits, but it also enabled us to take that monotonous work away for somebody to really do some value-add work. We're a very entrepreneurial business here at EG Group, so when I pitched the idea of can we go and look at a partner to help us automate some of our processes, it was almost like, yeah, go on, give it a go, let's see what happens. The managed service worked well for us, the relationship piece was quite key. I think the customer service part with anybody that you partner with is quite critical and key for a project to be a success, and that's probably one of the main factors for me in choosing Cevitr. We've got 5,300 sites, so the team to be able to go in and, well, I suppose the bot, Joe, to be able to go in and download all of those sales and format them in a way that we can upload them directly into our ERP saves hours and hours of somebody sitting there doing something that's kind of non-value add from a day-to-day perspective. And I think the other thing I would add is where we would do processes on a monthly basis, as in storing all those transactions up and doing the routine once a month, we've now reverted to doing them either daily or weekly, which then enables more reconciliations to happen on a timely manner, which then says actually if we've got any issues, we're identifying them quicker. So not only is it taking away the amount of time a human has to do it, but it's also enabling us to do that faster and also make sure we've got more control and we identify a problem quicker as well. Automation drives fear in a lot of people because the fear of, I'm not going to have a job, what am I going to do with my time? And actually the experience here at EG Group has been phenomenal from the team. They've actually embraced the change, and given that they've not had the exposure to automation in this respect, i.e. a bot coming in and doing the processes, they've actually embraced it. I can't praise them enough. And actually they're coming up with more and more ideas of what they can use because they're actually seeing the value of, we've now automated that. I can actually look at the outputs of what this process is giving me as opposed to just coming in and doing keystrokes. So I think taking your employees on that journey and taking the fear away, but it's actually seeing it through for them to believe that actually there is no impact to their job per se, but actually what it is doing is opening up their world and taking those blinkers off and saying, I can do more with my job now. So automation has definitely been a productivity enabler. And people also say don't automate a broken process. Now, albeit that we have automated processes, but it has enabled us to start thinking about how we can standardise that further and automate it further. But it gives us that breathing space of thinking about the process rather than using automation to reduce heads. We've reduced the manual effort the team is having to do that process. We're operating a process in France. How come we're not operating it the same way in Benelux or in Germany? So it's enabled us that space to think as opposed to reduce the headcount. Where we've had natural attrition and we've had automation, we haven't replaced because we've got the automation in place. How can we improve our process? How can we roll that process out across our other entities? How can I now apply this to other areas of my work? Everybody wants a piece of it now, whether it's the AP team, whether it's the O2C team or the master data team. Everybody's like, every month they're in that pecking order of who can go next for an activity they want to automate. We're in a space where I am constantly, even after 3 years, still thinking about opportunities of where we can use RPA, AI. Everybody's talking about agentic now. And many companies have moved on in that space. I still think there's probably room for us to do more and more automation. But of course, it takes time and effort for somebody to really sit down and think about and implement. But we are quite agile in that space. I think for us, the next stage now is standardization. How can we look at our processes, standardize them, and then automate them? We really have to fix some of our broken processes. If you were starting on an automation journey, I think my advice would be brave and embrace it. I don't think there's any getting away from it. And it's how you connect with your workforce, your colleagues, your teams, and have some champions, because I think once you can see it, you can believe it. So give it a proof of concept. It doesn't matter. Bring them on that journey. Be transparent, be open about it. But actually, for me, I get the guys to be part of that journey. They own it, they drive it. It's not coming from me. I'm an enabler. I've enabled this journey through Cevitr for them. They now take hold of the reins and they run with it. Working with Cevitr, for me, I come back to customer service. There's a lot of consultants out there, there's a lot of companies out there, but from a customer service aspect, you want somebody who's going to be very transparent with you, very honest with you, and work alongside you. I think the relationship part is quite key. Cevitr do and deliver when they say they're going to deliver. But I think the customer service part for me, the relationship, always on the end of a phone. I can pick up the phone anytime I've got a problem and they're there. I don't have to jump through multiple hoops or hierarchies. And I think it's a relationship, it's a partnership.